mushrooms, vegetable soup, honey. With the help of Swift, we can find a great variety of things to eat. And if we need to take a longer trip, the wild geese are happy to give us a lift. We travel a lot, Lisa and I, in all kinds of weather. My duties keep me on the go because I'm a doctor. Good heavens! I completely forgot to tell you I'm a doctor. I'm summoned to the most remote corners of the earth because I've established a good reputation. Other gnomes can call me by telepathy, and I always go when I'm needed. Last week I was in Denmark when an urgent message came through to me. Swift and I set off at once. The patient I was hurrying to get to was a goat. She'd accidentally swallowed a jagged piece of wire with her grass and was now in great pain. The poor farmer had no money to pay a veterinarian, and she was his only goat. I was needed desperately. Hello,
Good
Fred.
evening. David, thank you for coming so quickly. There isn't a minute to lose. Come on, this way.
The poor worried farmer was waiting by the door to greet us.
Hurry, we mustn't waste time.
When I saw the poor animal, I realized she was in a very bad state. I decided to hypnotize her immediately. I knew that once she was hypnotized, she wouldn't feel any pain. Watch her. She starts to wake up. Tell me. You hold the line. I could tell there was internal bleeding. If I didn't get that wire out soon, she wouldn't have a chance. I wanted to be sure of what I was doing. I had to cut just beside where the wire was stuck in order to make the incision as small as possible. Ah, there's the culprit. You may think that because I've practiced medicine for such a long time, over 300 years, that I'd be pretty cool in a crunch like this. Well, that's just not so. When a life is at stake, I always suffer along with the patient. It took me about a half an hour to finish the operation.
Yeah! He got it out. You can wake up the goat now.
That's wonderful. You've done a great job, David. Congratulations.
I had managed to save a precious life. That's the greatest satisfaction a doctor can have.
Wake up, Phoebe. You're all right now. And watch what you're eating from now on.
Congratulations.
A wonderful
Thank
job.
you. When the farmer came to comfort his goat, I noticed he had tears in his eyes, tears of happiness. We were all very glad we were able to help him.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, David.
Thank you for everything.
Home. Goodbye.
Goodbye, dear friends.
Best regards to Lisa.
But just when I was about to leave Denmark to come home, I received another urgent message. There'd been a very unfortunate accident.
Yes, I remember that, David. It was that poor badger who was in trouble, wasn't it?
Exactly. This badger was just out for a stroll when he accidentally ran into a sharp-pointed stick. A splinter got stuck in his eye, and there was some danger he might lose his sight in that eye. So, of course, I set out to help him immediately. A friendly gnome had come to guide me to the ailing badger.
Here you are at last.
Thank you, Swift. Where is he?
At the back of the cave. His wife will show us the way.
The poor animal was suffering such pain that he had hidden himself in the deepest, darkest part of his den. In case you didn't know, badgers build their homes with so many twists and turns, it's easy to get lost in them.
Is it much further? There he is. See how the poor fellow is suffering? Come on.
At first glance, the situation looked pretty hopeless. But when I looked more closely, I decided it might be possible to get the splinter out without damaging the eye. I'm going to operate. I suggested to the badger that acupuncture might be a good idea, and he agreed. Acupuncture is a science we've known about for centuries. We find it very useful. I stuck in the needles at the correct places, and bit by bit my patient drifted off to sleep. Then I began to operate. It was a very delicate operation because there was a risk that in taking out the splinter, I might damage the cornea of his eye. However, that didn't happen, and the operation was successful.
Bravo! Bravo! Well done!
Be
Bravo!
quiet.
Isn't it wonderful?
Then I began to sew up the wound very carefully. When I finished, I put lavender extract on the eye, and then I took out the acupuncture needles. I put on a bandage to keep the eye closed and to ward off any possible infection.
Bravo, David. You're a wonderful doctor.
Thank you. It was a very delicate operation, but the eye will be saved. I told the badger's wife to keep him indoors for a few days.
David, I want to give you something for curing.
No, I wouldn't hear of it. There's no better gift than your friendship.
Goodbye.
David.
Goodbye,
Goodbye.
David.
Thank you. Thanks for all your help.
Remember us to your beautiful
Goodbye.
wife.
Goodbye.
Give our regards
I
to
will,
your
I
son.
will, and I'll see you soon. For my long journeys, I have several different ways to travel, and always with the help of my friends.
yes.
For instance, it's always pleasant flying by pheasant. For traveling by water, I can count on an otter. For short trips, I make it a habit to ride on a rabbit. For long trips, Lisa and I usually go by express goose. And in the chilly north, the wolves are kind and helpful, no matter what you humans say. But sometimes traveling can be dangerous because there's some creatures in the forest who really enjoy causing trouble. They're the ugly and nasty trolls. Their idea of fun is picking on everyone else in the forest and generally raising a ruckus. Fortunately, they are also the stupidest creatures in the world, so it's easy to fool them.
I know you're there. You can't fool me. You can't get away from me. I'll get you next time.
The trolls are smelly and hairy. They have long arms, short legs, and awful table manners. The worst of the lot are Pit, Pat, Pot, and their boss Holler.
I'll tie David to the wheel and spin him.
In our homes, we are safe from all enemies. Before we go to bed each night, the head of the family always reads a chapter from the Gnome's secret book. Then we say Schlitzweitz, which means good night. That's the only word in our language that humans are allowed to know. Schlitzweitz.
Schlitzweitz.
I know you're going away from us now, back to your city homes, leaving behind your newfound friends and the cozy world of the gnomes. But I hope you'll come back and see us. You know where to find us.